Continuing with our view of emotional intelligence and specifically the self-management and the self-awareness pieces, we're going to start and talk about one of the harder skills to kind of get your arms around, and that is self-awareness. Really, truly understanding and being open to who you are. First of all, as an absolute critical baseline concept, and this is especially true in any leadership position, you are not the expert in you. You know, a lot of people put a lot of, effort and pride in articulating, that they understand themselves and they know themselves. Unfortunately, in many cases, that couldn't be farther from the truth. Self-understanding takes, first of all, a self-honesty. You've got to be open to the fact that you have some incredible strengths and that you also have some challenges. And those together make up an honest picture of who you are. Overview of just the strengths will lead to kind of a self-awareness that is grossly inaccurate, and overemphasis on just the challenges that comprise who you are will lead to some ego and self-worth kind of issues. Now let's talk about finding out who you are a little bit. First of all, tools like the DISC profile assessments are great little indicators of giving you a snapshot into your personality and behavior. I'm not going to intimate that one is better or more worthwhile than another, but what I will say is that we've had a lot of success over the years in using the DISC profile to determine behavioral characteristics that tend to be right on with most individuals. The other thing that an assessment tool is very, very helpful for is understanding blind spots. Blind spots are a part of your behavior, part of you, in which the world sees, but you don't have any vision or any awareness of at all. Those blind spots can be very, very dangerous in leadership because they can come back to haunt you, or they can be part of your image package that others see in you and you just have no awareness of. Now, to discover your blind spots using an assessment product, and we've done this with a lot of groups, you identify 3 or 4 things in an assessment, like a DISC profile, that you agree with, and then 3 or 4 things that you disagree with. Those items that you indicated that you disagreed with, in large part, become your blind spots. There's a high likelihood that those things that you said, gosh, I don't see that in myself, or I don't see how I do that, those will tend to be blind spots in your behavior. Meaning there's a high likelihood you do them, but don't see that you do them. Another great tool in self-awareness is getting feedback from others. And in fact, in leadership, this can be an extraordinarily powerful tool for you. Many of you have gone through exercises of 360-degree evaluations where it solicits feedback from your boss, from your subordinate team members, from peers, and even other stakeholders. Those are incredibly, incredibly valuable pieces of information, again, as long as you look at it honestly and you're not overly dismissive about some of the comments that you may not like or that you may not agree with. I would encourage you, instead of waiting around and even investing the money in 360 evaluations, is solicit feedback on a more informal manner. Begin the process in your one-on-one meetings of asking your team members how you're doing. Ask if there's anything that you can do to make their lives easier. Phrase the question in different ways. Now, the key here is this is not a single event. Because if you rely on the information that you get the first time out of the gate, you're going to have some very, very misleading information coming to you. People are not going to be honest and forthright with you right away simply because you have not established this as part of your leadership practice. You need to go about this and ask this literally on a monthly basis of your team members. How am I doing? What can I do a little better? What can I do to help you out? What can I do to make our working environment better? Over time, by the second, third, fourth time that you ask that question, the degree of honesty is going to begin to increase and you're going to start getting some very, very useful information. This is an important part of the leadership dynamic because it gives you a constant flow of information coming to you and helps you prevent some of those very, very dangerous blind spots. So again, the 2 real important tools for understanding who you are looking at assessments of your personality and also soliciting feedback of yourself. And to take that all in, you have to really be committed to being self-honest and taking a balanced view of you in regard to your strengths and of your challenges.